Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. Today we're going to be continuing the tier list. Soy enemy tier list. I think I'm a little more low energy today. I'm like, I don't know. I already had to like go out today and deal with a meeting and that was kind of annoying. But it's a lot cooler today. It's not as hot as it was yesterday, so I don't even have the fan on. There's no little hum in the background from my fan now that you have to deal with. It's meant to be much cooler. Today and tomorrow, it's not gonna pass 20. It's staying like 18 Celsius. Today and tomorrow. And it's probably gonna, yeah, just for today and tomorrow. And then like after that, it's meant to pick up again, I think, and on Thursday. Which kind of sucks, because I hate the heat, but whatever. It got cold today, yeah. It's been nice. It's nice and cool today here. And I'm very, very grateful for. I'm actually able to wear tracksuit pants, because they're like just the comfiest thing in the world, and it's like, I always want to wear them, so. But I can't in the heat. I have to wear fucking loose shorts. I mean, it's cool enough that I'm able to wear comfy tracksuit pants. As long as I don't put on socks, I don't get too hot. So anyway, oh, I didn't even count what 75 more will be. Let's do that now. So, it's 10, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 70. Wait, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. No, it was right. 5 rows makes 20. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it's that fucking show. So that's L. And when does L end? It ends at Lucky Star. Okay. I guess we'll go to Lucky Star then. Yeah, because that'll be 75 there. This dumb fucking show that I can't even remember the name of it. What is it? Kid from the Lost Town Boonies goes to the Starter Town or some shit. Whatever. Anime. Yeah, and then it goes to Lucky Star. Oh, it's like just the start of L2, because that's K right there. Oh well, whatever. We'll do it. We'll go to Lucky Star today then, I guess. Erased fail, Deno coil fail. Hey! I put Deno coil in C, that's not that bad. I like it. I just don't think it's... I like it. C's still worth watching. Get from the last time videos, yeah. Erased fail. Well, I kind of explained that like it's not just an ending thing for me. There's a lot of like little things throughout the whole show that just kind of bother me about it. So it is what it is. I didn't put it in either. I made it very clear like I could never put erased in E. It's not bad. It's just kind of lackluster for me. Didn't quite do it for me throughout. The premise was so good, and I remember because I watched the very first episode and I was like, oh my god, what a great first episode. Such an interesting concept. And then it just kind of fell apart as it went for me. But yeah, I remember watching that. I like binged it all in one night. Because I didn't intend to. I was like, it was like I was about to go to sleep, and I was like, I'll just watch a few episodes to start it. And then it just gripped me with that first one, and I ended up just sitting there and watching the whole thing. And it was like 4 a.m. or some shit. I'm like, oh, I need to go to sleep now. Flying Witch went, yeah, Flying Witch was great. Great Iyashike. Anyway, well, there's things for you to, like all the fates. The Fate Stay Nights, I guess, and Zero get to be an A as well. Other fates are off here in C and D for Granddaughter. Anyway, let's start with the G's. Gabriel Dropout. I think this is a B-worthy show. Gabriel Dropout's pretty fucking funny. Still salty on 86. Of course you are. A lot of people like that show, but it's not for me. Well, now B gets its second row. It's been lagging behind the A and C. It's like I've been getting like really good or like fine shows, and then I'm like just good shows. Is like I've been getting not many of them. It's like almost as many D's as there was B's there for a bit. Satania, only good thing about the show? Really? I found it quite funny. I liked Gabriel. I thought Gabriel was funny, as well as the other angel chick. Which one is she? Is she... It's like... Oh, I can't remember her name, though. As well as the other demon girl that isn't Satania. They're all great. I can't remember the fucking names. I honestly think they're all pretty great and funny. And it's so funny how, like, all of them are, like, you know, the opposite. Like, like... They're all just, like, completely terrible at doing their own job, and they'd be much more suited at the other job. Very, like, basic, typical kind of, like, reverse of what you'd expect kind of thing. Like, it's very typical role reversal stuff, but it's fun and it's enjoyable. It's a solid comedy. And the problem with my explaining things is I end up not... Like, I end up thinking, oh, I was vague, I need to give more details, but then I'm bad at giving details, so then I just say the same vague thing, but again. And that's part of why these take so long. I need to get better at just, like... I don't know. I don't need to give a fucking full review of each one when I put it in. I just need to explain its tier placement, I guess. School Live, let's go. Yeah! School Live... It's in G because I saved it as Gakugarashi. Definitely an A. A tier fucking show. Really great. Really cute girls. Really fun comedy at times. But then it also takes the survival elements like super seriously. At least for the anime, that whole first season has this like whole mystery element in the back where it's like, man, this school was like weirdly prepared for a like situation like this to happen. You know, it starts out, obviously the first episode is what it is, but then and as it goes, like, it gets pretty darn serious and dark at times. And I'm super interested in what the manga's like. I want to read the manga at some point. It's okay, not great. No, it's fucking fantastic, bro. It's really good. Shovel Girl, Best Girl. What's her name? I can't remember her name. She just looks like Rize. She's just Rize in the zombie apocalypse. Reincarnated in a zombie apocalypse with my Rize. Oh, oh, S-A-O-G-G-O. Oh, S-A-O-A-G-G-O. So many fucking letters. The school's ran by preppers. I mean, kinda, actually. Like, basically was. Kurumi, that's it. Yeah, she's pretty great. Honestly, that show, when it, like, gets emotional and gets into the survival elements, is, like, good. I remember being surprised by that. I even said to my friend at the time, I'm like, I'm surprised how dark it got. And then, oh my god, I love this song. This is the song that it's from Fire Emblem Awakening, and it plays whenever you do just like a standard match. So basically, when you're grinding, what are they called? Like Fallen, where you use the Fallen box and you can just grind them for levels. When you're doing that, you end up hearing this song a lot. Oh, I love this song so much. Oh yeah, if I do read it, I'd definitely go from the beginning. I'm not the kind of person that's like, oh, let's pick up where the anime left off, because they always skip stuff. So I always go from the beginning if I read source. But yeah, I remember telling my friend that I was like surprised how dark it got, and then he's like, well, there's only 2 types of zombie shows, and then it's like it's either gonna be like a silly comedy or it's gonna be like a dark drama, and then I'm like, yeah, I guess you're right. Like, it's either like kind of like a parody show or it's like super dark and serious. And I'm like, yeah, I guess there would be no in between. And I'm like, it definitely wasn't gonna be like a silly one. So, but I just expected it to like be more lighter and more like tread the middle road. But no, it's like no, it gets fucking dark and people die and shit. And from what from the little things I've heard of the manga, it gets even darker as it goes. But yeah, GG, SAOAGGO, so many fucking letters, is E for sure. Yeah, exactly, the whole, like, it works. But yeah, E, it's not very good. I think this is another one that was kind of like Eromanga Sensei, where I was starting to be a bit more nice with it over time, but then I had to rewatch it, and I was just like, it's worse than I remember. And like, no one enjoyed that fucking watch along, bro. Like, it like got nominated, and it won the vote for Battle Royale. We should have just watched Magical Girls kill each other, goddammit. I wanted Magical Girl Rising Project. It won the nomination, won the vote, and then like, I don't know. No one enjoyed having to sit there and rewatch it. Like, by the end, it was like me and Seb were both just like, oh, please let it end. We want to be done with this. That was a since then though, like, only good things have won. There was a while where like bad things were winning, where like Eromanga won. Then I forced everyone to have a good thing by being art house, but then this one, and it was just like, ugh. And but since then we got Sebakebu and Is the Order Rabbit. So since then it's all been good things. Go Who Leapt Through Time. I think I can give this a B. Eromanga was good. Shut up, Eromanga's trash. Go Who Leapt Through Time. I'm gonna put it in B. It is pretty good, and I think in the past I've put it in A, but I think B is actually much more fitting for it, because, like, I don't know, just like when I look at the stuff in A, it's like I don't enjoy the Go Who Leapt Through Time as much as that. It's definitely good movie, good animation, pretty enjoyable time, but not the creator's best work. Who did Go Who Leapt Through Time again? That director? Why can't I remember the director? Right, Mamoru Hosoda. It's not. I guess it's actually not the worst thing by him, because the worst thing by him is fucking Bell, but. But, yeah. Yeah, our war game, Digimon Adventure, and the first Digimon movie, that would be his best work. And then Summer Wars is also really good, which we'll get to. But, yeah, this is, like, probably a good middle ground work for him. It's still very good. I think it was the first one by him that I actually saw. But, yeah, Bell's worst. Yeah, I don't think it's that. Like, I don't even have any real major issues with it. It's just I don't enjoy it as much as these things. Like, it doesn't really jive with me as much. I don't cry when I watch it as well. My girlfriend did, though. My ex-girlfriend, she would she'd cry while watching it. Yeah, I mean, it's good. It's just not A-tier worthy. Like, I feel weird whenever I put something in B or C and I'm, like, trying to justify, like, why it's not higher, because it's, like, I'm not even saying it's bad. Like, it's... But those are still worthwhile shows, they're still good, there's still things I like, it's just like... But I end up trying to say why it's not high, which makes it feel... It almost gives it a negative air. It, like, makes it sound like I'm being negative. But yeah, it's a really good, fun film. I just... Because it's so popular, I feel like most people would probably expect it to be in, like, A or something. Oh god, this fucking show... Girlfriend. Honestly, I'm tempted to just put it in... You know what? Fuck it, it's an E. This show sucked, bro. It started out alright. It was like kind of like funny almost, and like the main character is just like absurd. The way he's like, you know what? I want to date. I want to date this other girl too. And he goes to his girlfriend. He's like, hey, let's do it. Let's be a couple where I date both of you. And then they both instantly start living at his house, and it's just like absurd convenience, and it's like it obviously isn't taking itself seriously, so it's like funny, and it's just meant to be a comedy. But I cannot stand the main fucking girl, the one with red hair. She constantly just causes unfunny conflicts. Like, obviously it's fine if there's a character that's constantly causing conflicts because she's uncomfortable with the situation, but the way she does it, it just makes it not fun to watch. And the constant, like, yelling and just, like, the yelling voice acting all over the place is terrible. And I can't fucking stand it, bro. It was so bad. I dropped it, like, I think maybe I finished episode 2. Oh, hey, Batchface. Hello, yes, I'm Aira. It was funny at first. I love the honesty. Yeah, exactly. That guy being a dumbass was pretty great. But I just hated how she was as a character. And this is kind of a show that, yeah, just made me drop it because just one character being bad. I guess that makes it kind of like Chobits in a way. But I didn't care for the overall conflict and didn't like anything else, so there was just nothing there for me, and I just dropped it. Very unenjoyable show. Yo, girlish number, let's go. Motherfucking A-tier show. You cannot change my mind. Anime Guitaris. I have never watched Anime Guitaris, my friend. Girlish number, right? Yeah. It's girlish number. Let's go. Anime Guitaris. If I had that, it would have been an A. But yeah, this is Girlish Number. Girlish Number, really fucking good show. I love Girlish Number so much. I think it may have been either the best or like second best show of the year it aired in. Girlish Number was fucking Chad shit. Like, just a show being about voice actors, but then it like not trying to like be fluffy about it or cute about it, and it just like all the characters in this are horrible fucking people, and I love every second of it. It's like they're just like, you know, there's like the whole hierarchy situation going on where you gotta respect the people that have been around longer, and then there's they're all like just really like crass bitchy girls, and fucking at one point it's like, hey, here's the guy that like made the manga that you're doing the anime adaptation for. It's like, oh, you could talk to this guy, get better ideas for your character. You know, this is the guy that fucking wrote the characters that you're voice acting. But then they're like, oh no, we're busy, we gotta be somewhere else. And then as soon as she's out of this room, she's like, oh my god, that guy's so fucking disgusting. What a fucking loser, weeb, light novel author, piece of shit. Let's get the fuck out of here, girl. And then they leave, and it's like, oh my god, they're so bitchy. And I love it. They're horrible people. They're absolutely the fucking worst. Bitching about adaptation got tiresome, to be honest. I remember I also found one moment really funny where there's like a guy who I think's a producer, and he's at some hostess bar drinking, and he's like complaining about the anime industry because he's like, oh, back in the day you could just make whatever and you'd put it out and it'd sell. But then the internet came along and it's everyone pirates, and it's just completely changed the entire industry. And I was like, damn, getting real with the commentary here. And I'm like, I wonder if like the actual like writer or producer or anyone was like just really speaking through that character there for a moment, just like, yeah. Because like, yeah, in the past they just made shit. They just like made the OVAs and then put them out and they sold. And there was like so much weird shit that came out in that time. Just like cool, high production value weird shit. That's how you watch it. Yeah, fair enough. Oh, He just got done with his other show getting butchered. Well, also the author is the author of Snafu, weirdly enough, of the Girlish Number light novel. I'm pretty sure it's the Snafu author, which is kind of funny. He like took a break from Snafu, did all 4 volumes of Girlish Number, and then got back to Snafu. yeah. Which is why there's like a brief period where Snafu took like didn't have a volume for like a year or 2, because like that whole year he just did all of Girlish Number. But here, now we have Girls in Panzer. The fucking Chad show. Let's go. This covers just the season and then the first movie. The movies that the DOS no, the movie Girls in Panzer, the film or whatever. Not before Das finale. I haven't watched any of the Das finale films because I'm going to wait till we get all 6 and then I'll watch them all in a row probably. But yeah, just the film and the show, fucking fantastic shit. I love Girls in Panzer. It's so fun. The characters are so good. The battles are so tense and really interesting, and the way they use different tanks and like overcome different obstacles and stuff is like really cool. It's really fucking fun. Now he does a lot of series comp. But yeah, Girls in Panzer, fucking Chad show. I love it so much. Mainly because it's just got a lot of good characters. Like, you have all the different groups of tanks from the main school, but then you got all the other side characters that are very, like, stereotypical of, like, other nationalities and stuff, but it's still pretty funny. I mean, they call the fucking Italian girl Anchovy. Her name's Anchovy, but I love her. She's hilarious. And I can't remember the name of other characters because I just basically call them what country they are. Like, the fucking really hot chick that's America. I just call her America. And I call the Russian lolly just Mother Russia. She's Mother Russia. It's the best. She's the mother of Russia. But, yeah. I remember Anchovy's name because it's fucking Anchovy. It's hilarious. But yeah, Girls in Panzer is great. The movie in particular was just really fun. I watched it, the first time I watched the movie, it was with a bunch of friends, and watching something with friends always makes it more fun, because we were all, like, just freaking out and getting hype at the same moments, you know, something crazy would happen, and we'd all be like, oh, shit! Because there's so much crazy tank shit that happens to that fucking, like, when one tank gets tipped over and starts spinning its treads really fast so that another tank can then use it as a ramp and launch off it to fucking get over a gap in a bridge. Or like the one Finnish tank that like fucking, which is I think this is a real tank that does this, where it like just takes off its fucking, detaches its treads and starts doing like wheelies and shit all over the place. Fucking nuts. But yeah, it's great fun. I love Girls in Panzer so much. Now we have Is the Order a Rabbit? Ooh. Bro, I'm in the middle of rewatching this. Almost done with rewatching it though. We only have 1 episode left. But yeah, I think I have to put it in S. I think I have to. S to, yeah. It's pretty fucking great. I love a good, I don't know, man. I love a good gotcha use. I love a good Kyugosha. It's one of the better ones, honestly. And it just keeps getting better. Season 3 in particular has been so good with me. Like, rewatching it, it's like, yeah, it really is as good as I remember, because there's just so many episodes that are, like, really well constructed around kind of a specific point or a specific character or a specific kind of plot point that's been, like, hinted at or existing for a while. And it just has good build-up and good progression of the world and the characters, and learning more about them and learning more about the rest of the world, and new characters that never existed before. Like, to be fair, it's actually in Season 2 that we first see Rin, Aoyama's editor. But then she's, like, all over Season 3. She's in a ton of Season 3 episodes. And we also get all the, like, classmate characters and a lot of school stuff, and the Chimame Corp deciding what like high schools they're gonna go to and stuff like that. It's pretty great. Yeah, I don't know, man. I could go on for ages about how much I love Is the Order Rabbit, but it's well, Gotcha Yusa. It's in G, yeah, so I guess I have it saved as Gotcha Yusa. It's fucking great. Perfect in every way, writing design. Yeah, it's got good writing. It does like, it's like able to have these emotional moments, but still be a funny, silly comedy, and still have really like development and all this other great stuff. It does everything it sets out to do really well. And yeah, it's got some top-notch designs. Man. Gotcha Yusa, man. What a great show. One of the best cute girl shows. Here we have, oh, Golden Time. I can get into that. I like Golden Time. I think B. B's good. Golden Time's a good show. There is once upon a time I would have put it in S, because there was once a time when Golden Time was legit my favorite anime of all time. But it's not anymore. And I don't think it's A-worthy either, because I've rewatched it a handful of times, like I think all up I've watched the entire thing 3 times. Was it maybe 3 times, I think? So rewatched it twice. And it's good, but yeah, each time I've kind of noticed a few of its issues a bit more. It's still really good. Like, I'm putting it in B. Still above C, but yeah, like throughout its early stuff, especially, it's so good. I really like the characters. I like the romance. I like the comedy. It's really funny when it wants to be. The my boyfriend scene is the funniest shit in the fucking world, bro. My boyfriend. Choo. And he fucking does it to his friend to like get this girl that's like bugging him to back off. And he like he smugly walks over to him and puts his hand on his shoulder and has this like shit-eating grin on his face where he's like, yeah, this is my man. It's so fucking dumb, but it's hilarious. I just wanted to move that tab, don't worry about it. But yeah, Golden Time's pretty fucking funny, and it just has some issues throughout it. I mainly, the main character, the way he keeps, like, every time he breaks and just, like every time he switches back, he just, like, freaks out and starts screaming for whatever her name is. That was always super annoying, and it kept happening. And I know it's for the drama, but it happened a bit too much. And I hate that he'd, like, what's his deal? Like, he had his, like, ghost form, and he, like, knew what was happening, but, like, every time he, like, snapped back into his older self, like, what are you, a fucking baby that can't do anything without that chick? But, like, he just instantly breaks down and screams for it every single time. It's like, seriously, bro. Can't you just, like, calm down and try to assess a situation at all? Why are you, like, the wimpiest fucking person to ever live? And I get that when they do show him, it's like, yeah, he kind of is wimpy, but it's like, it's not an enjoyable thing to keep seeing over and over in the show, so it does kind of bother me. But yeah, all the extra, like, side relationships and the main couple throughout the show are all really good. I like it. But yeah, I mean, the ending's not great. I think a lot of people dislike the ending. I'm not a big fan of it either. But it's not too bad. Oh shit, it's Gotcha. Gotcha's an S tier. It's just a short little, I think it's like 4 minutes long. It's like just a music video set in the Pokemon universe, but it has like a teenaged Ash with this like other girl who's like got an Eevee and stuff. And it's so fucking good. It's so well animated and directed. It's directed by the person that directed Kuisagiga or whatever it was called. We got it coming up. Where is it? This one. The director of that directed this music video. And it's just so fucking good. There's so many little things in there, so many different characters that they show off. They show off, like, every main character from, like, every Pokemon Generation video game. They show off all the professors. They show off a ton of gym leaders. They show off all of the champions except, I think, Alda? Yeah, Alda's the only one they don't show. They just show Iris's hands as well. She's barely in it, but still, they show all the gym leaders, almost all the champions. They don't show every gym leader, sorry. They show a bunch of them, though. They show, like, every character from the video games that's playable. They show, like, their rivals and everything, and they just have all these cool cuts, and it's so well animated. It's by Studio Bones, so it's, like, really good and over the top for, like, a short little music video. It's, like, the amount of characters that they show off and, like, tribute that it pays to the entire Pokemon series is just so cool. If you're, like, into Pokemon and you can, like, get, like, everything that's shown, it's like, holy shit, there's so much references in there, and it all looks gorgeous and beautiful, and it just, like, flashes by so quickly. So, like, every time you do it, there's, like, little extra things that you notice. I fucking love it. It's so good. Easily one of, like, the best fucking anime music videos ever made, and even though it's just a simple music video, I'm chucking it in S tier. In fact, I think most music videos that are in this are going into S tier, because I also have Hololive Alternative, and I think Shelter is also in here somewhere. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no. God damn it. Well, Andrew, yeah, you're gonna be disappointed. I hate Grave of the Fireflies. I hate it. I hate it so much. Oh god, it's another... You're nuts. Here's the thing about Grave of the Fireflies. It didn't make me cry, but I didn't even feel sad about it because holy shit, was that death preventable. The characters are too dumb for me to care. I can't care because the characters are just so dumb. They're so dumb. I end up agreeing with everyone that isn't them. They try to make their, like, Arn character look like evil because, like, but it's like, I agree with her, though. They're like, oh, like, so these kids, their parents die, and they have to live with their aunt for a bit, and it's like, their aunt gives them shelter, lets them live in her home, and also gives them food. She just doesn't give them as good or as much food as she's giving her husband and kid, because, oh right, they're going to school and also work. Like, you're not in a place to complain. The kids don't decide, okay, yeah, we should also be going to school. Clearly going to school is enough to make your aunt think you're worth something. But no, they're just like, no, we're not going to go to school. We're not going to go to work. We're not going to do anything. We're just going to fuck around on the beach all day and then get angry that she doesn't give us as much or as good as food as she gives people that are actually doing something. You're in fucking war times and you're gonna argue about not getting, like, luxury fucking treatment from someone who's letting you live in their home and still giving you some food. Like, come on, bros. And they try to have this arm be like this, like, villain character, like, oh, she's so cruel by not giving it to... It's like, bro, it's war times and she's giving them food and shelter. Where's the problem here? Still need to watch it. F tier, though, isn't it supposed to be a hopeless movie about the war? It's about these kids just fucking around and being entitled shits the whole time. That's what it's about, like I just told you. So eventually they leave their aunt's place, and they go live in a fucking, like, cave little thing that they find. And then, what happens is, there's one point where there's a bombing happen, right? The Allies are flying in, they're dropping bombs in Japan, doing an air raid and stuff, and so all the people that are in the area that's getting bombed have to evacuate. And then as the drums are getting dropped, this fucking kid goes into their houses and steals shit. He is stealing shit from people that are already getting their houses bombed because of the fucking war. Like, everyone is struggling in wartime, and this kid's like, oh, I'm gonna go in and steal their shit. And then as he's running around, he's like running away with all this shit he stole. And, you know, you see the buildings in the background being destroyed, there's planes flying overhead, bombs being dropped, and as he's running away with all these stolen fucking goods, he does like a shonen jump in the air, fist in the air, like, yeah, and it like slightly slows down a little, like it's like fucking this like anime moment. It's like, what the fuck? I hate this kid. He's a piece of shit. He's stealing from other people that are victims of the war, and what, I'm meant to feel happy for him? Is this meant to be a triumphant moment? He's a fucking little shit who refuses to go to school even or work, acted like his aunt was evil for giving him a place to stay, left to go live in a cave and steal people's shit when their houses are getting bombed in the middle of a war. What the fuck? How am I meant to care for this kid and then when his little sister dies? And then later, he's like, oh, I'm gonna go steal from a farm instead of like going to the farmer and saying like, hey, can I work for you and maybe get some food that way? No, he's gonna steal from farmers now? The farmers are also struggling in the war. Everyone is. But they act like this kid is entitled to do so much horrible shit to everyone else who's also struggling. Yeah, exactly, they're dumb, but I can't care for him. I can't care for him when he's doing, or his little sister, when they're doing all this horrible shit and acting like it's, like, good and justified. It's ridiculous. I can't care at all, and it just makes me hate him. And then later, like, what else? Right, yeah, he goes to the doctor with his little sister, and the doctor's like, yo, she's malnourished, you should give her some food, and he's like, oh, how am I supposed to get food? Sure, and then he, like, goes back to the cave and continues to let her slowly die, and then eventually he's like, fine, I guess I'll go withdraw the money that I have in my account and buy some food. This was an option the entire time, but I just slowly let my sister die this whole time, and only now am I going to do it. And so he just goes. He goes, withdraws money, buys some food, and then he comes back, and then, oh, too late, she's about to die as she slowly eats a watermelon that he got her. It's like, he could have done that the whole time, but he's getting angry, like, oh, how am I supposed to get food? And then he, like, waits still. He keeps waiting, and then only later does he finally go and buy food with money that he's had this entire time! Makes no fucking sense. How am I supposed to feel sad for her? This child's death when it was so easily preventable. I want the idiot kid dead. I'd be happy if the guy died. And yeah, I'm sad the girl died, but like, I'm sorry, if he was just less dumb and dead, maybe she would have had a fucking chance. It's ridiculous. And you know why it makes no sense? Because the author didn't tell the true story. The director of this movie claims it's about him when he was a kid during the war. Maybe he stole shit and did all that other shit, so maybe that's, like, maybe he was just a dumb kid, and so that's whatever. But in reality, his little sister died because he kept taking her food. He kept giving her less so that he could have more, so that he could survive, and basically, he chose his own life over her. Which, whatever, it was wartime, it's a thing that happened. That's what happened in real life. The director's little sister died during the war because he kept taking her food. That's way more interesting, and also you can see how that would make sense as the reason for the little sister dying, but it doesn't anymore because he didn't want to do that, because, I don't know, maybe he felt bad, maybe he didn't want to show that side of him in a fucking movie, but, so he makes it something different, but then it makes no sense when the guy's just, like, able to go out and buy food, and the sister dies, but then he lives and everything, and it's like, he could have done this the whole time, but he didn't, because in real life, the sister died, and so he had to keep that part, but in reality, it's because he was eating all the food, and she wasn't getting as much, but he doesn't want to show that part, so suddenly it's all inconsistent and makes no sense. You get the weirdest stuff from it. How am I meant to take it? He stole shit from people and does a upbeat, happy yay jump and a fist in the air. Yeah, I stole people who lost their houses in the war. Yay, now they've lost even more because of me. Please feel bad when I let my sister die because I'm an idiot that didn't go and buy food for her when I could the entire time, or went to school, or did any work, and just tried to steal from farmers and shit. Like, what a fucking asshole. I'm sorry, I just hate him. I hate his guts. He's a little shit. I'm not sad at the end either, because it's also the scene where she dies is really weird. He, like, goes in and he's like, oh, eat this watermelon, and she's, like, sitting there eating the watermelon, and then he leaves, and then this is the scene. There's no music, nothing, it's completely silent, and he just goes, she died. And that's it. That's the scene. It's like, okay, why am I gonna cry when you directed it so shittily? Oh, you said she died? And I hate your guts? Okay, she died. and then they move on. They don't even make a big deal of it. And then everyone online's like, oh, it destroys you. What a... Oh, this movie destroyed me. I watched a piece of shit let his sister die and then just say that she died and then, oh, that killed me, bro. That killed me. It's like, what? No, I just sat there like, alright, that was a bad film. Time to move on to the next one, because I was binging. I did a Ghibli movie marathon with my friend, and he was on my side as well. We were both like, man, that sucked. We went from the high of fucking watching Laputa, which is like so great, to watching this, and we're just like, And we were so hyped for it, because we had heard so many good things, and at the start, there's like a fly on a guy's face, and the fly does the little thing where it like rubs its hands together, and we're like, whoa, they actually animated that, this is crazy, this is good, oh my god, and then we just, and then it's about a little shit being a little shit and letting his sister die, and it's like, huh, it's not anything. It's not fun, and it's not emotionally taxing, it's just annoying, really. You fed off each other. Chris and I do that now and then. Maybe, yeah. Maybe we like, kind of made each other hate it even more. But we were kind of like, I mean, him and I kind of have similar opinions on stuff anyway. But yeah, maybe we ramped each other up even more. Because I do remember when he stole all the shit, we both like just looked at each other at the same time. We were both just like mouth agape. We're like, holy shit, are we meant to feel happy? Because it like the way it's directed and filmed makes it seem like it's meant to be like a good moment, but it's like. He's stealing from people losing their houses in a war. Like, I don't see the. It's just shot very weird to do that. So yeah, I think. I mean, maybe I'm like armchair psychologing the fucking director, but I feel like his attempts to kind of make his actions and the way he treated his sister in real life less bad kind of causes like the weird triumph he tries to put into it just makes it seem really weird. I'm fine with people doing bad shit during wars. Everyone was kind of struggling, but it's like, he had so many options. He could have stayed living with the aunt and just dealt with not getting as much food. They still would have lived. The sister would have lived that way. He could have gone to school, and then him and his sister would be getting the same amount of food as everyone else in the house, because they'd be contributing. Like, his cousin goes to school, and so she's able to get a proper amount of food from the mom. And it's like... he could have tried to work on a farm or find some work that he could do. I'm sure there were plenty of people in the war trying to get workers and stuff, especially since most of the men would have been off at the war, especially for Japan. And also he had money in his bank account the whole time that he could have... It's like, it's just so... It's so preventable, and the character's acting so stupid that I can't care. Like, I know that doesn't bother some people, but I'm one of the, like, that's why I also don't like a lot of horror movies, because, like, the way they get the characters into dangerous situations is by having them do dumb shit. And so I'm always, like, in a whenever I see characters acting dumb, like, I'm not able to get as into the movie, and I just keep thinking, that was dumb, they should do this instead, they could do this, like, I just instead think of all the ways that they could be in a much better situation, because they're just way too stupid. I mean, yeah, I'm sure that's what the director did do as a kid during the war as well, but it's just, I can't connect with it when it's that dumb. Like, probably does reflect reality, but it really makes it hard for me to enjoy it as a movie in any way, because then it also doesn't hit the emotion, like, it doesn't give me a reason to care about him either, and so the emotional doesn't hit. There's just nothing there for me. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I agree with the aunt, though. So I'm just like, yeah, he kind of is. Like, he goes off and plays at the beach all day with his sister and then gets mad that the people going to work and school get more than him. It's like, yeah, well, maybe fucking go to school. She's not even asking you to work. Just go to school, bro. You're a child. Is it really that hard? Do something. Yeah, but that's my whole rant about Grave of the Fireflies. That's why I dislike it. Like... I can get why someone likes it, but it's just when characters are super dumb like that, even if it's somewhat justified, it's like, it just completely takes me out of it. Dumb characters work best in a comedy where I can laugh at their antics. Like how dumb Coco is in Gochiusa, despite being good at math. Like, when it's something trying to be like serious and emotional like this, there's just nothing there for me. There's nothing left for me there. Great Pretender. I think C. Honestly, like, I could put Great Pretender in B, but the thing about Great Pretender is I really don't like the second half. Yeah, families, people that sound like this kid, at least one of them is older than me. Oof. C is fine, not that good. I liked Great Pretender. I liked the first half. When that, like, dropped on Netflix, I went and watched the first half, and it was really good. Especially the, I think it's the third case, the art one they do. That one's really fucking good. And has a really good backstory and everything to it. And it makes the redhead chick best girl. Is she redhead, or is she just redhead in this cover? No, yeah, I'm pretty sure she's redhead. Anyway, she's best girl. Because she has, like, the best backstory, which really actually hit me well. But then the whole second half is just one case, and it was not good. I like the first 3 cases, the first half of the show. I think it's fantastic. All of them are good. Like the JP one, the like race one. What is it? The flying race one, and the drug one. Like, it's all good backstories and everything. But the last case is just way too fucking long, bro. It's the entire second half of the show, and they just do the same tricks we've already seen before. It's like they make characters die in that last case so many times, and every time I don't believe that they're dead because they already did that trick earlier. And I'm just like, okay, so they're alive, right? And then it's like, yep, they're alive. And then it's like, and then they do it again, and it's like, okay, they're alive, right? And it's like, yep, they're alive. Who would have guessed that con people would fake their deaths? Wow, what a... And each time it gives it like the full weight and emotion as if it's a full-on death every single time. And I'm like, bros, we know it's a trick. Stop giving it like the dramatic background music and the slow moments and oh my god, this is like a real death of a character, because we know it's not. Do you have to waste our time with this, like, dragging each scene out like that? It just got really annoying, and also just way too over the top. It's like, oh, he double-crossed us as a double-cross to this other guy with double-cross, and it was pretend the whole time, and this and that, and he got angry at us, but we knew he was fake angry at us, because even though the people he's pretending to be on the side of didn't see this conversation at all, he was just acting that way to stay in character with his double-cross. It's like, and it's just ridiculous shit where it's trying, like... And it just gets to an absurd level where it's like, there's too much fucking convenience going on here. This would never fucking happen. It's like the first 3 actually do feel like just cleverly, overly elaborate cons that are kind of fun to watch. Last one's just too much. It's just too much. Seems like they were setting up a potential season 2 of the ending. Great art. It does have great art and animation. Well-directed dub. Well, I didn't watch the dub, so if you say so. But, yeah. The first half is at least really good, and I think some people probably maybe like the second half, but yeah. Definitely a really good first half of a show, but I think I'll just set it in C because I really didn't like the second half, so it makes it kind of middling. Makes it kind of mid, you could say. Oh, Gunslinger Girl. You poor show. I'm so sorry I have to do this to you. But you gotta go into the second season really lets Gunslinger Girl down. Gunslinger Girl is a fantastic first season. I love the first season. I may even have put it in A, honestly. Probably B, actually. B or A. A or B. You know, it was really good. And I heard the manga is fucking fantastic, so... Someone whose opinion I generally agree with and really trust says it's like their favorite manga of all time, so I'd probably really enjoy the manga. But the light novel, is it a light novel? I can't remember what it is. I'll like the source, whatever it is. Okay, it was a manga. Season 1 essay, season 2 not so much. Yeah, kind of my vibe. I wouldn't go as far as S, but I could put it in A without issue. But yeah, season 2, the whole cast changes. It doesn't in the dub, but it does in Japanese. The whole Japanese voice cast changes, which is very rare to see. The animation quality dips like fucking crazy. The character designs like change. The whole style of the show is changed. The first season has this like you can see it in this image here. This like really like light colors, like very washed out, very bright, like white. Like everything's like more dull, but it's like there's like a harsh light over everything. It's very and it makes it have like harsh shadows. It's very well directed because it's Madhouse. The second season's not, but the first season is. So really well directed action scenes and gunfights and everything. And it just looks great, and it has this like this very clear tone to it that's like a lot more serious and like really it's really fitting for the show given what the girls are. But then the second season's like everything's like a bit more poorly animated. The colors are a little more basic. It doesn't have this harsh light tone to it. It doesn't have this more dour tone in the storytelling and everything. It just feels like almost comedic at times, a little silly, a little fun. It's like, oh, isn't it cute that the girls like their leaders? And it's like, yeah, but I never. It's like weird. It's like they're like, yeah, this is a romance. Look at her trying to make Master like her, make her big brother like her, or whatever they're called. They're called big brothers, right? And then it's like, not really. This is such a different tone. Like, I get the relationship's kind of like that, but it had a very different vibe in the first season. They never really portrayed it as like romantic. And the second season is full of stills. It's nuts. I normally don't point out if an anime has a lot of stills because every anime has stills, but like, holy shit, is it noticeable in this? Because there's just so many all the time. Most anime have stills, but they're good at hiding it because they like make sense, or it's like a panning shot so you don't fully take on that it's a still. But Gunslinger Girl's just full of it, like standing there. Like 2 seconds, 2 entire seconds worth of stills. And then she like reaches out and grabs a box, hold it for another 2 seconds, moves the box closer, hold it for another 2 seconds, undoes the ribbon on the box, hold it for another 2 seconds, puts her hand on the lid, hold it for 1 second, lift it up. It's like crazy. It's crazy. There's stills all over this fucking thing. The animation's already worse when things are moving. Now you're also gonna make them move less. Like, it's ridiculous, and it's a shame because the story is still good, which is why I can see people say the manga is really good. The story's still holding up pretty well. The dialogue is kind of falling apart, and the tone's destroying some moments, but overall, the story was actually really good, with like the guy that was like basically a gunslinger guy, raised by this other guy to like also be an emotional killer, and he has like this rivalry with one of the girls, and there's 2 characters that were in the first season and now like trying to do this big operation where they're trying to destroy this bridge in Italy. Which, by the way, that bridge that's meant to connect like Italy to like one of the bigger islands off it that's name I can't remember, that's actually a real proposed bridge, but it's never actually started construction. But in the show it has started construction and they try to blow it up. But it's a bridge that's been proposed many times, and every single time it gets brought back up again, the government of Italy's like, no, because it would help out organized crime more than it would help out anyone else. It's like, yes, some businesses would benefit from it, some people would benefit from it, the government would even benefit from it, and we could put tolls on the bridge and get money out of that, but it would help organized crime more than anyone else, and Italy already has an organized crime problem, so they just don't build the bridge, because it would help them more than anything. Which I find really funny. But yeah, Gunslinger Girl, great first season, but the second season really lets it down, so it ends up in D, because it just overall ends up with more of a meh vibe. Definitely a disappointment. That second season could have been so much more. I swear, sometimes different studios pick up second seasons and they ruin shows, and I feel like the mentality is just like, well, the first season did good, so this did good, and I'm sure they get the view numbers, and maybe even sales of merch and stuff, but it just kills the show and just makes me sad and disappointed. We're gonna get to more stuff later oh yeah, we are doing that letter today. Okay, today alone we're gonna get to another show that had a great first season and then really let me down with the second season. I at least finished the second season of Gunslinger Girl. The other show we're going to talk about, I dropped at the second season. Although, to be fair, I probably would have dropped the second season of Gunslinger Girl, but we did it for a watch-along, so I stuck with it for that. And instead I just complained on the forum every day to Blue Spark about it. And Blue Spark, like, barely ever notices animation stuff, so he's like, I don't know, it doesn't look that different to me. But at least when the forum shut down, he said that I've taught him to pay attention to animation a little bit more. Every now and again he would say something and I'm like, oh, you're getting it, you're learning from me. And then he's like, yes, you keep mentioning it, and so I'm starting to pick up some stuff. And then when he leaves, and then when the forum died and we said goodbye to each other, he's like, I'm like, oh, take with me the knowledge of animation that I've given you. Actually pay attention to the animation quality, good sir. That was my parting gift to him. Happened with Durarara, and it was good with other seasons. Interesting. Yeah, another one that I've heard it happen with is Ore Emo, I think. I know A1 did season 2, and I think I remember people saying season 2 isn't as good as season 1, which wasn't by A1. Ooh, Gurren Lagann. I fucking love Gurren Lagann. A-tier show for sure. Not quite an S tier, but because I have some problems with it, especially the second half. But overall, Gurren Lagann's really fucking good. Really fucking good show. The first time I watched it, actually, I hated the second half. Like, hated it. Full on hated it. I was like, holy shit, the show becomes the worst. And I don't know, I would have put it like way lower than A. But then I did a rewatch for a community watch along on the forums. And I appreciated it so much more, because the first time I watched it was very early in my anime viewing days, and then the watch-along was like, I don't know, was it 2018 or something? And so I had been watching anime for a lot longer at that point, like 6 years or something by then. And so I was like, yo, I actually like it now. I'm able to appreciate it a lot more, and I missed a lot of the nuance and cool stuff that it does the first time around, kinda. And since then, yeah, I've loved it. It's a great show. Never finish it no matter how much I try. I know some rewatch there was a dip in animation quality around like episode 3, I think. There is one episode that everyone hates, but that's not, it's not a dip that stays, it's just for one episode and then it goes back. That's because someone else directed that episode and everyone hates him for it, and everyone on A channel in Japan was talking about how bad it was and like calling him out and everything and saying he was shit, and then he went on to that forum and he said that everyone on that forum that was making fun of him was a R slur for mentally disabled people, you know, the R word for mentally disabled people. He used that, but the Japanese equivalent, and the Japanese equivalent is seen a lot more worsely, so much so that it's banned from TV. You're like not allowed to say it in TV, and I think in print media either. Your thing just simply won't air if it has that word in it, the Japanese word for, it's basically what the R slur is here, but in Japanese. And he called everyone that who was making fun of me. Yeah, it's the Hot Spring episode. Everyone was making fun of him, he called them that, and so he got blacklisted from the industry. And no one's worked with him since, because A channel is where most anime fans in Japan talk about things. It's like a very popular forum site for anime. If you make them hate you, you're not gonna be selling shit. So if they kept hating him and he kept working on the show, Gurren Lagann wouldn't become popular in the classic it is now, because everyone in Japan would have boycotted it so hard. So obviously everyone in the industry had to make an example of him, because you can't say a word that's literally not even allowed on TV. You can't call your fans that. So he got completely blacklisted from the anime industry. No one works with him now. Because he made that bad episode. Everyone said it was a bad episode, and he fucking acted like a baby about it and lashed out. Fucking idiot. That's actually such a funny story though, related to Gurren Lagann. It's like, holy shit, he just lost it. He lost the plot and destroyed his career in a fucking instant. You don't piss off A channel. That's where they're the people on A channel are the people buying merch and Blu-rays like crazy in Japan, you know? They're all the hardcore fans. You don't piss off A channel. You pander to A channel like crazy. that's what a good boy does. But yeah, but outside of that episode, show's really good. I love it. I think it's just great, and I love the over the topness that it gets, where it's eventually like a mech piloting a mech that's like the size of a fucking entire like galaxy. It's just absurd shit, and they're like throwing like entire galaxy, as in like the Milky Way galaxy, like that size galaxy. They're like throwing galaxies at each other and fighting and shit. It's like, Jesus fucking Christ. It just gets insane, and I love it. I fucking love it. I think it's great. I like the more humble, simple stuff at the start, and I love the absurdity of the ending. Other Gainax shows and other Trigger shows, because everyone at Trigger is just people from Gainax, you know, that sometimes they don't work for me when they get a bit too spacey, but I think Gurren Lagann kind of executed it best. Definitely better than Darling in the Franxx. Got him. I think when I had a low-res monitor and was watching a fan sub, it wasn't that bad, but in HD it stands out. Yeah. I loved it. Are you saying you loved Gurren Lagann? I loved it too. It's fucking... Gurren Lagann's great. But yeah, that one episode did cause a whole huge drama in Tank Command's career. Franxx was good. Franxx is, baby mode is what it is. Believe in me who believes in you, or something like, yeah. Believe in the me who believes in the you who believes in the heart of the cards. I think that's it. Franxx is baby mode because it's also A1, so it's not able to be full. The trigger side isn't able to be full trigger. It's being held back by basic bitch A1 pitches. So it's like the most basic trigger thing ever made, pretty much. I remember there was someone who made a video about it, and they're like, if this was done by Trigger alone, it'd be called Fuckers in the Franxx. And I was just like, honestly, wouldn't put it past them. Great show, not episode. Yeah, I was wondering what you were talking about. But yeah, great show. Great show. And also when Kamina fucking goes up to someone and's like, grit your teeth, and fucking bashes his head off, and is like, yeah, and then he says the whole believe in the me who believes in you, and all that. A great moment. Iconic moment, actually. I think the director also said his favorite episode was the one when Kamina dies. Even though he said he cried when he made it. It's still like his favorite episode from the show. What else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, right. Funny thing about all the people from Trigger, I mean everyone from Gainax leaving and making Trigger, originally Kill la Kill was gonna be a Gainax show. A lot of its pre-production happened at Gainax, and then they were gonna make it, but instead they went and made the Gurren Lagann movies. Like there's these Gurren Lagann recap movies that exist, and then I think one of them like also continues it on because they like did original stuff as well or whatever. It's weird. There's like 3 Gurren Lagann movies, and 2 of them are recaps, I think. But like, so they're like, oh, they took like moved all focus to that. They're like, no, everyone on this project, and so they did those, and then after those, everyone left and made Trigger, and they took the rights for Kill la Kill with them, and so then it became a Trigger show instead. It became like Trigger's first thing they did after they did Little Witch Academia. But yeah. Originally, it was going to be a Gainax show, and if they didn't make those Gurren Lagann movies, it probably would have been. It probably would have been made there and then at Gainax. Yeah, I haven't either. I haven't seen the movies either. I just know they exist. But, yeah, I haven't seen them. And there's just a little interesting bit of trivia that if they didn't exist, Kill la Kill could have been a Gainax show. And not an early Trigger show. Haikyuu. Is Haikyuu A-worthy? I'm gonna say no. It's B-worthy though. Definitely still good. Haikyuu, I mean, it's pretty boys doing things well, and they do volleyball well. I quite like Haikyuu's characters. I think it's got a lot of good characters, good character designs, and the matches are nice and intense and interesting and really well animated. And even the recent seasons, I know some people don't like season 4. It's 4, right? Yeah, season 4's like style, but I think it still looks really good. And season 4 was really fun, and I really enjoyed it. Haikyuu's got some good stuff in it. The only reason that I don't put it in A is because I think Haikyuu does one of the things that most sports anime do well, poorly. So most sports anime do this thing well, Haikyuu does it poorly, which is building hype for itself. It doesn't set up future matches, like, at all. It's like, oh, hey, here are these guys, these characters that you've never met before, and we're having a match with them. And it's like, alright, nothing's been built up to. We don't know who these characters are, even though we know many other characters that are from other schools. Alright, the match is starting. 5 episodes later, it's still going. 2 episodes later, still going. It's like, oh, this is the big match of the season. I didn't even realize, because they never fucking built up to it in any way. They do that a lot. They do that a lot, and it's very annoying. I think they're finally out of that phase, though, because, like, they have built up to the Nekomata School, or whatever it's called, match. That's been built up for, like, ages, and that's gonna be the next match that they have in the anime in Season 6. And hopefully every other match after that will also be, like, the other schools that they've, like, done training with, and they've developed those characters, and they've showed their matches happening within the whole, like, final nationals and everything, and, like, we've been seeing... hopefully we're getting into a stage where every match now will be against a school that actually has characters that they've developed and built up before now and shown their matches before now and everything, instead of just being people we've never met, and then all of a sudden it's a big deal match that goes on for ages. That keeps happening. It happened in, like, Season 5 and Season 2 a lot. And yeah, it's just a shame, because that's something sports anime do so well, developing the enemy side, building up to them, knowing about them before you have a match with them. Sports anime do that all the fucking time, and then they also become side characters that are slightly more good guys once you beat them. Like, that's something that all sports anime do really well. This one, like, didn't do it at all, basically. Should be out of that phase now, because, like, they're getting towards the end of the nationals, and most of the schools left in are schools that we actually have met and know about, but was not doing that for quite a while, even still in Season 4. I never gave that show a chance. Maybe if it was girls playing volleyball. Well, have I got the show for you? This one right here. You know what? Let's skip Haruhi to keep talking about volleyball, but beach volleyball played by girls. But I have to put that in C because it's not as good as Haikyuu. But Harukana Receive's pretty fucking good though still. It's got really beautiful animation, really beautiful girls as well. Really yeah, it's got just a bunch of girls in bikinis playing beach volleyball in Okinawa as well, specifically in Okinawa. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Girl goes to Okinawa. She, like, hasn't ever played beach volleyball, but, like, her cousin or whatever, I can't remember how they're related, but whoever she's living with, like, plays beach volleyball, and so then, and because she's really tall, they're like, hey, you should play, and so she starts to get into it, and then it just becomes a big sports show. They set up rival teams, they have a big, you know, tournament thing at the end. It's pretty straightforward for a sports anime, except it's a bunch of girls in bikinis, so there's that positive. Oh! Are we back? Oh, are we back? Quick, I have to tell you before it takes away my internet again. The internet's fucking up. It's being really inconsistent. Oh god, it's all over the place. What happened? What happened? This is scary. I'm going to check the router. Stay calm. This is rough. This is rough enough that it's actually bad for the audio, and my stream might actually cut out. If it drops, I don't know what I'm gonna do then. I might have to just stop and come back once he finishes downloading. Because it keeps dropping to 0. Like I've dropped 5% of my frames for the entire stream, but like all of it's happened within just the last few minutes. Yeah, this is like even for a tier list stream where it's not that much movement, this is pretty rough. Bro! Oh my god, that was 0 for so long. Holy shit. What if I do this, and then it will lag out, and it'll look all jittery and choppy. Whee! Was that fun, or was that very upsetting? Just Fies